allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Aaron. All right, welcome to the meeting. Mayor Braul's not available tonight, so you're stuck with me. I just want to start by saying at the end of the last meeting, I think it might have been somewhere around midnight, we had a resident who was a first responder who came in with a request to us regarding relaxation of time parking restrictions on the streets, and I think that the board might have given an indication that we might approve such a thing on, I hate to use NFL talk, but upon further review, consulting with counsel and realizing that there are other impacts involved with such a decision, the board has decided to discuss this and try to come up with a policy that actually works and that would be beneficial for everyone involved, including the court, parking enforcement, the first responders, and anything else that needs to be considered. Okay? And I know that Louis has someplace to go, so we could start with departmentals. You want to go first? Yes. Well, I wanted to let Louis do departmentals first, if that's okay.
Yeah, I have nothing to add to the report.
Okay.
Everything is in there.
All right. Thank you, Louis.
I'll stick around for some of the, some other parking stuff.
Okay. And Steve, did you have any? Okay. Does anybody have any pressing business that they would like to address before we get into the rest of the agenda? Anybody who's here that doesn't want to sit through the meeting? Discuss?
If that's all right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Hi. State your name.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Victor Bianchi. This is my business partner, Gerald Cooney. We own a personal training business on 770 Middle Neck Road. We're here tonight. We've been in business for 21 years. And recently, in the morning, we're getting my customers, my clientele, and my workers are getting tickets. And between 3 and 6. Being a personal training business, we open early. We open up early than any business in the complex. We've been here 21 years. We never had a problem with it, just until recently. As a business owner, as people know who are business owners or landlords, it's getting very hard with new laws coming out in the state. And we're coming here right now, being a business owner in Great Neck, come to see if we could have your support and if we could do something to try to modify this with the tickets. This morning, there was all different professionals in the gym this morning, and one of them was a actual judge in Great Neck, and they got tickets. Our customers.
Are you advising your customers that the parking restrictions are in effect?
Well, that's why I was going to bring it to you. Our customers, and not just personal training. Again, we come family with our customers because we've been here so long. But our customers are people that come in for surgery, rehab, pulmonary, cardiac.
I understand all that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But the issue before us is that we do have an overnight parking restriction.
Right.
That's throughout the village.
Right.
Okay. And that is a 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. restriction.
But if we could do something, because it's really affecting my business. My customers are getting upset now. They want to leave, and we're trying to struggle competing against Planet Fitness and everybody else. We're just a mom and pop gym.
I understand, but you also have to understand that when we have a village-wide restriction, and then you lift it for one particular business or another, and those restrictions are not there randomly. They're there for a very good reason. Which we can go into. We could talk to the superintendent of public works about it, and it's not that we don't want to help the business, but is there any other place for your customers to?
We have female customers come in.
There's even village ordinance.
Okay.
that businesses, I think, are only allowed to operate between the hours of 7 a.m. to 6 to 10?
Well, we've been doing it for 21 years, but
You've been lucky.
but no, it's saying, but you know what? It's just more of a down for our business. It's hard enough keeping our business afloat, and we're very much in good service with the community. We're helping them. We're not hurting them. Now,
That's not an issue.
right,
We're
but
we're not questioning that.
we're going to lose customers, and it's another store that's going to go out of business. I mean, I know Great Neck right now, been in here for 26 years altogether. I see retail is going slowly. It's getting stagnant. And I just want to see if I could come to you and try to somehow modify this, that my customers somehow could get there for maybe if we could change the sign, because no other store in the complex is open, just us.
I don't think we could change the sign. I mean, we're happy to deliberate about this, speak with council and with Public Works, and see if there's something that we could think of to come up with.
Basically, we open at like 5, basically.
Yeah.
And this, we've been doing this for 21 years, and no one's ever gotten a ticket. So now,
How many people are
with me
coming at
10,
5
15
a.m.?
years, maybe 3 people.
Maybe up to 6, depending, but it's not a great deal. It's not a Planet Fitness.
It's not an issue of that.
Okay.
Okay? We have other issues that we have the no overnight restrictions for, okay? We have needs for street cleaning, we have needs for, we have issues, okay? And we have, there's a reason why we have a village-wide restriction from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. We've discussed it over the years, many, many times, okay? The fact that you haven't gotten enforcement for many years, I can't address
So
that.
we should run a business. So
But
we're
I'm
about
saying
to
it's
be
gonna
fine.
it's gonna
What
it's
do you-
it's
you
gonna
guys
it-
are open from 5 a.m. to what time?
10, but
10
it's going to
p.m.
affect our business to the point that the question mark is that it might be hard to stay open because people are getting frustrated now. They're going to leave. And it's hard enough that Planet Fitness, all the other facilities come in, and we're trying to, again, this is a service. This is not a gym that you come in, you're a number. This is people that are your neighbors. And I hate to say it, they're relatives, they're neighbors, they're your friends that come in, and they are using the service. And again, we know everybody's name. We know, but they have medical problems, and I'm trying to do a service for Great Neck.
None of that is
Doesn't
in
matter.
question.
But if I go out of business, then those people are affected. That's the problem, because it's going to happen right now, because the way things go, at 21 years, a store that's been here 21 years will get affected from this, and we'll close up. Is that what the board wants? It's going to happen.
Nobody
No
on the
other
board
business is
said that
open
that's what
before
we
7
want.
o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
it doesn't affect anybody else.
Nobody on the board said that that's what they want.
But that's what's going to happen.
Certainly none of us want that to
I
happen.
mean, one of my clients is the guy that donated the hospital and donated North Shore Hebrew Academy. That's one guy.
I mean, we
The
have.
other one is Harry Bernstein, the judge. These are nice people. They don't want to be harassed $50 tickets early in the morning for parking in the parking
I
lot.
don't care if it was Stephen Ho.
Gym. Yeah.
But I'm saying,
No, but-
whatever
but
it is, could we do
it's
something to try to save big businesses survive in Great Neck? This would be somehow, if you could do it in your heart, because again, and we have a staff trainers that live in Great Neck, and they're supporting their family.
None of those, we understand all of that.
Right.
Before you step up to the podium,
Right.
okay?
I understand that, but if you consult and somehow you could try to figure a modification to this, that would be great.
Thank you. Anybody else on the board have anything you want to add?
I think that we all want you to be successful. I think we all want you to be successful. Maybe we could come up with something creative.
That'd be fantastic. That's all I ask. I appreciate it.
Between 5 and 6, there might be 2 cars in the parking lot, maybe 3. I mean, but there's different days, 2 on Monday, maybe 3 on Tuesday, 3 on.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not, even if the town has to come and do something, we move the cars.
No,
It's like,
it doesn't work that particular way because a truck comes to do cleaning or to do snow removal or whatever it might be, and the cars are there. They're not going to go popping into stores to see who's there or not there, or whose car belongs to who, because they have a whole village to take care of. So
Where do
Anyway.
you guys park?
we park in the back.
In the parking lot. And, even our members,
but you
again,
get there after. You don't get there at 5.
we're there. Our hours are 20 hours a day. That's what I'm trying to say. It's getting harder and harder. We just got to work now. We've been starting since 4 or 5 in the morning. It's getting harder and harder, and the more rules come out, as anybody who's a landlord here, and in New York State
It's hard
is
to
putting on
convenience
with
Planet Fitness,
businesses,
$10 a month.
and now everything else, we need a
know it's
local
right,
support.
there's no way to commit
Okay,
conflict.
we didn't enact any laws to hurt your business.
Right,
These
but
have
it
been-
is.
These have
No,
been.
but for 20 years, no
we
one ever
didn't-
did that. Gave a ticket.
But these have been the laws the entire time you've been in business.
Right.
The
But
fact-
it is hurting us, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
just saying that the fact that you haven't been compliant with those laws
People have
is
gotten
not,
tickets for being on the line or,
that,
you know,
that,
registration.
My
that
trainers-
was,
Side
that
of the
was,
law.
that was many years in the past. but,
My trainers might have to leave because, you know, they have a good amount of clientele in that
Okay.
time, and now we're
Anyway,
hurting stuff.
we're gonna get on with the meeting,
All
but
right.
we do have your interests at heart, and we're gonna try to.
I appreciate
work
it,
this out.
thank you, have a good night.
Thank you, good night. Okay,
Paul, you want to discuss the
yes,
stop signs that we neglected the last time?
yes,
Discussed it. We discussed the stop signs at Radnor Road, when we put the ones at Berkshire and Croydon. And for some reason, that one slipped through the hole, so I just need a resolution to put them up on Radnor.
right, and this would be, northbound on Radnor,
Northbound
Going
on
at-
Radnor, one stop sign.
at the intersection of Croydon. So, Darnell, do we need a resolution to install?
Is there a resolution of the Board of Trustees in support of installation of a stop sign northbound on Croydon Avenue?
No, at Radnor?
My apologies, northbound on Radnor Road, at the intersection of Croydon Avenue.
I make a motion to,
Thank you. Moved by Trustee Mendelson, seconded by Trustee Namdar. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. I'd note the absence of the mayor.
Did you abstain?
Yeah, abstained.
Oh,
We
okay.
have one abstention.
Well, I'd like to correct that then, please. Trustee Namdar, Sobel, and Mendelson in favor.
You know there's no control
Trustee
at that
Hope
intersection.
abstaining, and the mayor is
There's no
absent.
control at that intersection. There's no stop sign from Radnor going on to Croydon. Oh. It's an uncontrolled intersection. That's it. Oh, okay,
One other thing.
yes.
The pop unit is requesting for us to put more speed limit signs on Middle Neck Road. Currently, there is only one at Clover Drive and one at Red Brook Road. So along the Middle Neck corridor, there are no other speed limit signs.
These are the interests of the village.
Right, there's no speed limit sign between Clover and Red Brook.
Correct.
Okay.
Only at the entrances to the village.
And that would not be a Nassau County
No, the
responsibility?
The village puts those speed limit signs up.
And how many are they requesting?
Well, my suggestion to you is to approve a resolution to where I think they should be, and then I'll take a ride through the corridor and see how far you wanna space them out. I mean, I don't think you need that many, maybe
Okay.
you need 4 more of them.
If, do you think you could, come up with a recommendation for the next meeting, or the next time you're here,
I could do that as well.
and, then let us know, we could.
I could do that as well.
Okay. The other thing, while we're on the subject of Middle Neck Road signage, is there are a number of intersections that do not have no U-turn signs on them, and people are finding those and taking advantage of them. And so if,
All of those pass-throughs should have no U-turn signs on them.
I agree.
Should be anywhere on Middle Neck Road that
So if that could be,
make a U-turn.
right, so if that could be part of the,
Could be a possibility that some of the signs have been missing from poles that have been hit. If that's the case, then I'll just put up the signs where need be.
okay. Do we need a resolution to do that?
I think that you don't need a resolution, you're just gonna be replacing.
Replacing
Missing
missing
signs.
no U-turn signs.
I don't know if there was ever, I don't know if Beach Road, I think you were always able to make a U-turn, although. I
There
don't
should
think-
not be.
I don't think you should be able to.
No, there are a lot of pedestrians there, and those people making U-turns are really endangering them. We did have a no U-turn sign there, and it's not there. So,
I will go through the whole corridor from
okay,
beginning to end, from Hicks Lane, I should say, because beyond Hicks Lane, there's no medians heading north, so from
right,
the median start at Hicks Lane up to,
Clover,
Old Mill Road.
okay,
I'll check and make sure that all the signs are in fact in place
okay. And
on the center and on the light poles.
also thank you and the crew for putting up the decorations for the Chinese New Year. That was, I thought that looked great. So anyway, thank
They
you.
look beautiful.
One other thing that the pop unit was asking for.
Thank you for everything you do, but that, that, you know, when they're Red Lantern, and thank Karen also for her work in getting that done, in getting procuring the lanterns for us. I thought that really looked beautiful. So anyway, you were saying?
One other thing the pop unit was requesting was, these lighted signals at these unsignalized crosswalks.
Right.
I can get some estimates from the guys that just put those utility poles up, that did the street lights, but, or we could look at the other options with the flashing signs.
I
Those
think,
we already had gotten prices.
right, I think that we certainly, right over there, I think there are three non-signaled crosswalks across Middle Neck Road.
There's three of them, correct.
And
The one that gets the most complaints is the one by Everfresh,
Mhm.
although I think the other two are just as important.
They are, one by Rainbow.
The one by Rainbow, you have a lot of the seniors that are crossing, or should be crossing.
Mhm.
And the one by Clover Drive, you have a few temples in the vicinity over there, so
Right,
I think they're just as important.
right. So you're gonna come back with some estimates on the,
Yeah, I'll get the estimates for the overhead poles to be put up.
okay,
Also too, those poles, you could probably put the speed signs on as well.
that'd be great. That'd be great. Okay, so,
Some of those, I know the mayor's been asking for those signs as well.
no,
I don't know if they were throwing any grant money around for that stuff, but
I don't know, but I think that the need is important enough that we really get to these intersections, these crosswalks sooner than later. So we'd be happy to get your recommendation at the next meeting as to what appropriate control would be at those intersections.
yeah, that would be a good time to get
Yep.
the numbers together. We'll be working on the
Yep.
2021 budget now, so
Right, and
something that we could predict.
and the effectiveness of the control is going to be paramount. You know, it's got to really be something that is going to stop what's going on now, which is many drivers just completely ignore the fact that there are crosswalks and do not yield to pedestrians.
Last year I did double up on the signs on both directions.
They're still not
front and
stopping.
back on each location.
Right.
The last pop officer had asked me to do that. He was very pleased with it. Apparently people just ignore the signs.
Well, they could, you know, they could probably use some more enforcement in that location.
A few meetings back, we discussed the flashing signs in these locations as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Lou.
But I'll put everything together and get you some cost estimates,
Okay. Thank you.
all right?
Item A on the agenda is 554 Middle Neck Road, application for a festival.
Okay. Is the applicant here? 554 Middle Neck Road. He is not here.
Okay.
Okay.
Would it be all right if I leave?
I think so.
You don't have anything else
Is
for
there
me, right?
anything about the signs?
Hold on one second.
Signs
The safety improvements on Middle Neck Road at Piccadilly and Woolies. Maybe we need you for that.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, Deputy Mayor.
Mhm.
We reached out to legislators' Birnbaum office asking for the traffic study that was done by the county. This was graciously provided to us.
Yeah, I sent it to Karen.
Yes,
Mhm.
also, we
And-
got it from we didn't know we have it.
Yeah.
And,
Ellen sent it to me, and yeah.
Okay, thank you
Yeah,
for
it's okay.
sending it. I scanned through it. It does not show that much information regarding the north side of town or the village. It's
They
very
focused-
much concentrated in the downtown area.
But they do have, from my recollection, is that traffic study did have the number of vehicles at the intersections, the number of accidents at the intersections.
But it does not mention, it's a very limited, they are taking maybe I believe there are 4 intersections in the entire corridor of Middle Neck Road that they took a very close look at, and
I
none
remember
of them are close to
They
Woolies
did
Lane.
Arundel, they did Steamboat.
I have to look at it again,
They
but
didn't do Woolies?
It was pedestrian traffic.
It was
Not Woolies,
pedestrian.
Piccadilly.
It wasn't Piccadilly.
No, okay.
So, would you like to still to go ahead with the traffic study and ask for quotes to get?
I think we
traffic
should
study
get a
done?
quote for Piccadilly and Woolies. Okay. Anybody, do we need a resolution for that, or to get the quote? No, okay. So, we're not doing anything with the vestibule right now, correct?
No, they're not here.
They're not
It's
here. Okay. They what?
Unless Mr. Massaro has anything to add regarding that.
Adam?
Regarding putting a no turn on red on Piccadilly, making a right turn on Middle Neck Road. Would you have any input in that?
You can't put a right turn, it's not wired.
Oh, no right turn on
No,
red.
no right turn.
The signage, no right turn on red. On
No
Piccadilly.
right, no right turn at Piccadilly, on Piccadilly,
At
at Middle
Middle
Neck.
Neck.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
It was also mentioned from Woolies Lane, but Deputy Mayor thinks Woolies Lane might not be.
I don't think that Woolies Lane is as necessary. It's not as
It's a
big.
very different kind of intersection than Piccadilly.
Piccadilly, you have,
And I think we deferred at the last meeting to this meeting because Louis would be here, so maybe we should vote on it.
Well, do you want to say anything about the time restrictions like we have at Baker? You know how on Baker we have from 7?
currently at Baker is 7 to 7, and same thing at Vista Hill, so you could, I would
Mhm.
suggest doing the same signs, so less confusion.
But the busiest time on that is
No
people
turn on
come and
at
go to
7
school
a.m.
in the
to 7
morning
p.m.
is from 7 to 8 or 7 to 9, when people want to make the right to go to the school, and there's no real people walking over there. So I don't know why we would restrict that and have the traffic back up when there's nobody there walking around there.
At what time are you talking about?
7 to 9 in the morning, when people are going to school, trying to go to the high school and middle school.
Again, that location is, two temples, I would assume that there's,
Services at that time.
Temple Bethel has. a
Most of the
school.
traffic, I believe, is going south at that point anyway, at those hours. The problem is that you do have students, you do have people walking at that hour. You have a synagogue on the corner, you have several synagogues on the corner. So,
No, from Piccadilly turning right on Middle Neck Road.
yeah. Can we entertain a,
Bart, I could have one of the guys sit there one day and just count cars and see how many cars are coming.
Well, no, just see how many
Different
pedestrians there are. We know there are a lot of cars.
I can have one of the guys sit there for a couple hours.
the question, and I appreciate that, but we'd have to see, I think Saturday is a factor for that intersection. I don't know if Sunday is really a factor, but I certainly think that Monday through Saturday, it's the design of that intersection. I'm not gonna say design, because that implies that somebody designed it. It's the way that intersection is, where it's a sharp right turn around a wide corner, with traffic coming flying down, going northbound on Middle Neck Road. That makes it, I think, dangerous. So, I mean, that's my opinion. We discussed it last time, so, and we were only waiting for your opinion on it, so.
Yeah, I don't have a problem putting a no turn on red and just putting the sign, just like Baker Hill has the same sign, 7 to 7.
Right, and we don't even have the time restriction on Fairview and things like that. We might consider that in the future, but,
Some of the county ones say when pedestrians are present.
right. Right, but I think vehicular traffic at Piccadilly is as much of an issue as pedestrian traffic because of the design of the intersection, so, anyway,
Just to clarify, is the board desirous of a traffic study, or is this a determination that the board would like to make now, based on the discussion that's been had in the
I
discussion
think
with the
did we just
DPW?
discuss doing a traffic study on that? Yeah.
I'm a little confused. If you want to do the We're just getting an estimate how much the traffic study will cost. We're signing.
Traffic study gonna take a few weeks.
Right.
And we're getting an estimate to see how much it's gonna cost.
They're pretty good at giving estimates.
Okay.
Mark, you wanna make,
Go
can I
ahead.
make a suggestion?
Sure.
When we get the estimates, since that's what you said,
Right.
and then based on what the estimates say, we can make a decision from there.
Well, the estimates are gonna be for the traffic study, but for that particular, for those two particular
If you don't need
intersections?
a traffic study, which is probably gonna cost you a couple $1,000s,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you wanna spend that kind of money for a simple decision.
Or you can just have the guys sit there for a couple hours and we can get an estimate. And then we can make a decision.
Again, I can have a guy sit there at various times of the day
Okay.
to see
Do we have
how many
records of,
people are crossing it, how many cars are coming through the intersection.
do we have any records of accidents that have happened at that,
I wouldn't have them, no.
Could you just rotate that image a little bit to the left? Yeah.
It is a fairly large intersection.
It's
There's
offset.
a lot of stuff going on there.
It's offset.
But also-
It's got an offset to it. Years ago when they designed it, we didn't have that big apartment building there. We didn't have this temple on the other corner here. There has been some changes on the intersection throughout the years.
But also, when you're crossing Old Mill Road, there is a button to push when you wanna cross. So that's what I push the button when I wanna cross. So it's not like I'm dodging traffic, I just push the button and wait for the traffic to stop.
Okay.
I don't know how those buttons are timed. We don't control those buttons. Nassau County controls those. They control the lights.
Can we get,
Advice
can I ask
of
for
council.
advice of council? Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none.
Okay, just continuing.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that, is
Oh,
there a
trustee
motion
Nember.
to exit the advice of council session?
I'll make
Moved by trustee Hope, seconded by trustee Mendelson, all in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, motion carries.
Okay. So since we earlier approved getting some quotes for a traffic study, we'll wait to see what those quotes are. We have some inclinations with respect to this, but it's not going to really delay things tremendously if we wait till the next meeting, get some quotes and see how to proceed forward. And see where we go from there. We will address this. Okay? Is there anything else?
Nope. Next item is a public hearing on a proposed tax cap override for a local law. I did some calculation on this on the website, on the state comptroller's website, and it basically goes like,
Do we need to open a public hearing?
no, we're not
Okay.
opening, I'm
We're
just
not- okay.
explaining it, and after that,
Okay.
we can open it to the public. Basically, last year, tax levy was 7,305,677.
Can everybody hear that? No. Say it again slowly.
Sure. Prior year fiscal year tax levy was 7,305,677. It's not on the board.
Okay.
There is a factor which is called tax base gross factor of 1.78, plus any pilots that the village received, which was in the amount of 54,832, times the allowable levy growth factor, which is a 2% allowed by the state. When we get that, then less the pilot that we'll be receiving in the next year, which I calculated to be $88,939, that would give us $7,551,422. That's over 3% of last year's tax levy. Although I do not believe this is what we need, however, it's on the cautious side. It's recommended that we pass such a law in case we need to pierce the cap and override it.
Okay.
And just to clarify for everyone,
Does not
this
mean
is a local law to enable the village to exceed the tax cap should it need to at a later date, and to do so, it would have to come back and have another hearing.
this does not mean that the village is seeking to actually to actually raise the taxes more than they allowable by the state.
Right. This is almost a technicality that we have to pass in order to have the ability to do so if we need to. And
Is this for 1 year or for?
every year we
Every
do
year
this.
has to be passed again.
Every year we do this.
And it's been done in the past, couple of years, 5 years maybe.
Right. And I don't think that
We never
exceeded
We
the
never exceeded
tax
that
cap,
limit.
so. But we'll have it just in case. So anyway,
So with that being said, is there a motion to open a public hearing on the proposed local law? Moved by trustee Hope, seconded by trustee Mendelson, all in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. I just note, mayor's obviously,
Yeah, he's about to walk in, but okay. But
public hearing. Any public comment?
is there any public comment regarding the tax cap override?
Hearing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing on the proposed local law?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Sobel, seconded by trustee Hope, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve the proposed local law as drafted and as proposed? Moved by trustee Hope, seconded by trustee Mendelson, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Next item is a hearing for amended architectural and facade review for 705 Middle Neck Road. I would like to say this is not a public hearing. Again, this is a hearing
In public.
in public.
Good evening.
Thanks, Lou.
We did present this last time, and with C3D architecture, we're just fine
Hold on
for,
one second. I'm sorry, before you continue, just give me 1 second. Louis, there is a item of new business regarding Brown Road street lighting repair proposals.
He's okay.
You're
I
okay
spoke
with it?
to him, yes.
You're good, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Louis.
Okay,
Can I?
I
come to-
apologize, sir. Go
Sure.
right ahead.
So basically.
Well, state your name and
Name and address, please. Last name is S-C-H-I.
Take the mic.
First is D-A-N. I'm C3, the architect, I'm principal there. So basically, last time we did explain this portion facing the Hicks. Okay. Facade upgrade on Hicks Lane and Middle Neck Road. So we can show that Middle Neck Road, the other side, if you don't mind to open the other rendering. This one. This doesn't work anymore.
it's on.
So basically here, the only change is that we did wrap the metal around the corner. That's the only change, which was acceptable to the board. Now what we did, we added the restaurant at the very end. And we have three options of the finishes. Basically, this material is really wood material, which is real wood veneer, which is really wrapped in the plastic. And one option would be basically lighter version, which would be the same as this part, right? And that's the finish which really owner likes. Now we have another version which is a little bit darker, so there's a difference between this and that. And then the first version would be really to make it all in metal. Obviously, the owner likes the lighter version, and we can go back to that one, which is, would not be so intruding visually. So
What color is that?
it's really like a grayish color with veining in it. It's a gray, like
Wood
ash.
grain? Wood grain?
Yes. And
Do you have a-
we are basically wrapping this side and that side, not wrapping the rear facing the parking lot. So it's only two sides. And that's really the only amendment to the job. Currently, it's really stucco finish. If you go to the, I think we have existing conditions there. That's how it looks like, yeah. So,
So you're saying the side would stay the same?
no. Side would be wrapped, the front would be wrapped, not the rear facing the parking lot. This is fairly expensive material. This goes like $60 a foot installed.
Would the windows remain?
Windows all remain. There's no action on the facade at all. There's no change at all. We're just wrapping it to make it more pleasing to the eye. That's all we are doing.
Dependent on the outcome of whatever the board decides tonight, I would suggest that you submit final plans to the building department showing the finalized approved color and showing the windows remaining in place, okay?
That's what we did already.
Okay.
We already did that. The plans which were submitted show the version which is light color.
Yeah.
And it's all done, it's finished, and it's submitted.
The side view adjoining the parking lot is windowless, which is why I make that statement.
Right. It does have little windows below the slanted roof. But
Yes.
Two windows. You said windowless.
no, it's not
on the
windowless.
rendering.
Rendering, yeah. Rendering is only presentation, but
Okay.
we're going to keep the windows. We're not going to touch them. Yes. That's what the owner selected, yes. Well, you have to compare it also to the metal. Metal was like a darker brownish gray. So
It's cream. It's actually cream color.
it is like a little more cream. I thought it was more gray, but it's cream. And this is the metal.
I prefer the cream.
This was selected by the owner, so we didn't have too much influence there.
Okay. Do you need it?
No, I think the cream looks better than the gray. The gray would make it look sort of industrial.
Yeah, you see the trend between me and you, it's basically that beige is really a little bit obsolete. But gray people look, we do all the work in Manhattan, so Jersey City as well. So gray is really the popular color now.
But you prefer the beige for this? Green.
That one is yes, I prefer for this option, yes. Because this is more brownish, it's not gray.
Right. Okay.
So it's really comparable. It's like a warm color, it's not cold color, it's
Right.
warm color.
Is this the one you see, or this one?
No, yeah, that one, yeah. You see?
What is the other color? Go back.
This color is the same manufacturer, but a little bit darker.
So is there a difference in the roof between these two? Is
No,
it-
it's the same roof, but it's rendering, and the way it
Oh, oh.
pops out, and when it gets rendered, it's the same thing. It's done on the machine, on the PC. It's not a real photo.
Right, right.
See, the one with the dark came out green because that's the way.
Right, so is the roof staying the same?
Yes, the roof stays the same.
Oh, oh.
You're not touching
So
the
it's
roof.
just-
We're only wrapping the side. We're not doing anything to it.
Right.
So you as the architect prefer the cream color? And
Yes.
the owner prefers the cream color?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And
Is this the cream color that you're referring to?
No, the
No.
other one. No,
No,
this
that
is
one.
this one. That one. Yeah. You
This
see,
one.
the roof came out to be almost
Yeah.
greenish, but we are not touching the roof. It's going to be the same.
Real color is in the sample.
okay, and there are two windows on the side.
Yes, the two windows on the side as
I'm
well.
going to just take a comment from somebody from the public. Yes?
Yeah, David Slenziger, 15 Beach Road, not related to the color issue. I have a safety question, and even the architect noted it last time. You noted that some of the street lights had been knocked down because the Hicks Middle Neck intersection is very, very busy. We know it's a dangerous one, and my question is, on the Middle Neck side and on the Hicks side, could you add bollards so that, I'm not suggesting the whole way down, but basically toward the intersection to protect
Can
pedestrians.
you turn the corner view? Existing condition
Yeah.
though. Existing condition.
I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but let them see it. Yeah.
Yeah, just at the corner, kind of here, because in case a car were to go out of control, and I'm not saying the whole way, but maybe for part of it, if bollards could be there, and I don't mean the sort of, the junky.
No, I know.
It's
the
not-
nice ones that we
But
see
you can
by
make that,
federal
you
buildings.
could then make a case that you should put bollards at every intersection, at every corner.
Well, but this one being particularly
Unless you know of a particular.
hazardous,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking it might be
Deputy.
a good thing to have for safety.
Deputy Mayor.
It's not really used anywhere really. The
Yep.
bollards. Reason being is, I mean, it's really blocking.
Hold on one
it.
second, hold on.
I would note that that is a county road, so that would be county-owned property, the sidewalk.
Both sides, I
And
think.
the other road, I'm assuming, is a village road.
No, they're both county roads.
Both county roads. I'm just, you
So
understand
both
what I
county
mean.
roads.
I'm just thinking in terms
I do understand.
of general safety, that's
Okay,
all.
thank you. Okay, continue.
Okay, that would be the whole thing.
Okay.
It's a very simple amendment, and
Okay.
we are waiting to get the permit, and it all.
I really like the design. I'm happy to defer to you as the architect and to the owner on the color.
Thank you.
I certainly think it looks attractive. That's my opinion. Anybody else? in the board?
I like the cream. Even though
Thank you,
gray
thank
is,
you.
the,
And right now,
Yeah, okay. So
Thank you.
you got a question?
we have another question.
I just want to ask, going to all this work, making it look presentable, what's it going to be used for?
It's been,
The owner is trying to get tenants. They already had some offers. I don't know who that is,
Retail?
but basically it's going to be either commercial, retail, or second floor might be offices. But you're not going to have a Starbucks on the second floor. It's going to be maybe a office or, right. On the first floor it could be many things. Whoever is
okay, thank you.
willing to rent the space. I wish I can decide. I have not decided that.
With
Thank you.
that being said, is there a resolution to approve the amended architectural review pursuant to Article 18 of Chapter 575 and approve facade review, including the beige finish shown in page R003 of C3D Architecture's drawings pursuant to Article 30 of Chapter 575? Moved by
I would
trust-
just make one small amendment that
Yes.
that the beige color is also may be referred to as cream as presented on the color sample by the architect.
and the written minutes will reflect the same. That being said, is there a motion to approve the previously stated resolution with the amendment that Trustee Sobel indicated, moved by Trustee Namdar, seconded by Trustee Hope? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Item B on the new business is a request from Great Neck PAL, which stands, I believe, for Police Activity League, to hang a banner on Middle Neck Road at Woolies Lane. You have a sample of it right on the screen. This will be from March 9th through April 3rd.
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve the requested banner of the Great Neck Police Athletic League across Middle Neck Road at Willie's Lane from March 9th to April 3rd? Moved by Trustee Mendelson, seconded by Trustee Hope. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the
They know
motion
where to
carries.
hang it.
He needs the samples.
No.
Oh, what do you?
To mention one thing.
Oh, please.
Yeah, we sent you guys a picture of gray pavers. The owner wanted to use gray pavers to change the sidewalk instead of the red brick that you guys, that's.
Gray pavers?
Pavers, the red pavers that
Yeah.
they asked.
Yeah.
It's not in there. I didn't see it. Did you restitch it?
I don't know if we can add to it,
I don't see it.
to the presentation.
This
It's
is
not
all
on the
there.
rendering, it's,
Yeah.
So you're saying he previously had red and he wants to change it to gray?
No,
Well, the
we,
pavers are red, the standard red that
Right.
we require them to do. They're
Right.
requesting to do a gray paver instead of the red.
Is that correct?
yes.
the owner selected the, and I remember the mayor said last time that the trend in the city is to use red brick pavers. So I don't know if that's
I
gonna be.
don't.
Is there a reason why he wants to change it? To,
Likes it more.
he likes the gray?
He likes it gray, that's all.
I have not looked into this. I'm assuming that this is at the.
Could we approve it subject to?
Here you go. I believe this is what they sent.
Yes.
I think it looks
I
nice.
don't know why it didn't make it to the agenda package. I apologize.
I think it looks nice. I don't think we need a uniform sidewalk throughout the village. We don't have any. It's not codified.
Well, so where does it stop? In other words, where, how?
Wherever the property line is,
So, on the Middle Neck Road side, it would be up until where?
The property line,
till
the building.
with,
Adjacent property.
the two-story buildings.
Oh, the adjacent property is red pavers.
Let's see,
It's always
don't know if
something,
that
isn't
would-
it?
yeah.
How's that
I
going?
mean, they're willing to change the sidewalk anyway,
Who is?
the owner of the 705. So he wants to change the sidewalk,
The one with
to
the red.
upgrade the sidewalk, because people walk there, they don't wanna have a tripping hazard there.
No, right, 705, but what they're
Right.
saying is that we have red pavers up to the property line.
So it's up to you to decide, and you say, it has to be red.
Mayor, this is what, Deputy Mayor, this is what you could read and see as of now.
No, I know, right now it's red going into gray. It doesn't look
Right.
terrible.
Yeah, but it's sidewalk, it's not,
Yeah.
it's not pavers. If you're gonna have pavers, I feel that there should be some consistency.
No, the gray is okay.
You like the gray?
It's okay.
Makes it unique, doesn't have
It's
to be
only
the same.
sidewalk.
Makes it unique.
I mean, if you go to European cities, it shouldn't be a sample, but you have all this diversity. You have, city looks more interesting, but it could be also city standard to all to be red.
I feel unqualified to even give an opinion on this. Does anybody have any strong feelings that it shouldn't be? You do?
It's up to there, and then, well, you can see you've got red and then you've got the grey sidewalk. That's how it would.
But it might look interesting. I mean, it'll be a different.
It looks unique
It's
with
u-
different colors.
I don't have a problem with it. It's not particularly bright red going into, they're all muted colors.
Red is fine, so the.
Okay, so let's leave it red.
Let it meet, so it meet, but you see, the one selected there had like herringbone, it was 45 degree, and the one adjacent was
Yeah, I saw it.
square.
It was 90 degree.
So we should keep 90, keep the same pattern.
I assume yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. Mhm. That would probably be
Could
more
it be
jarring than
added
the
to-
color
to-
difference.
Could it be added to the resolution there, or
That's the standard.
That's the standard, so,
keep a standard, city standard for the sidewalk?
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good luck to you.
Village, yeah.
I would be okay with having a different angle.
I'd be okay, I
I mean, when you talk
don't, he's
about
okay with it,
diversity,
so,
yeah.
yeah. I think it would look nice, to have something different, but, okay.
Oh, an angle would
But,
have something.
If we decide later, we could tell Steve and tell them,
That's the thing.
that's what we decided.
Item C on the new business is request by 549 Middle Neck Road, which is
Yes.
Yeah, we did that.
Everfresh to install a temporary tent from tomorrow, should be today or tomorrow, through 420, which is after the Passover holiday. They
Mhm.
need it for their storage for the Passover.
On that,
Correct, on the island on
On the-
the north side of that parking lot.
Where they always have
Right.
it, yeah.
Yes, they have it in the past 3 years.
Is there a motion to approve the application of 549 Middle Neck Road to install a temporary tent from February 17th to, well, February 18th?
19, if it's tomorrow, right?
and does this,
Let's go with 18th.
well, that,
Let's go with 18th.
They'll put it up tomorrow.
and they've done this every year, but
Yes.
are they going to comply, with the,
It has been checked with, by,
They submitted Nassau County Fire Marshal approval.
okay,
Approval from the village.
okay.
Where is this? Where's 549?
Everfresh.
It's the park, it's the,
Between
yeah,
the
the
firehouse
Yeah.
and,
Is there a motion to approve the application of 549 Middle Neck Road to install a temporary tent from 218 to 420 2020 pursuant to Article 22 of Chapter 575? Moved by Trustee Hope, seconded by Trustee Namdar. All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Item D under new business is two proposals regarding Brown Road. There has been a light there that's been out for the past few months. The residents have called complaining about this. We are not aware exactly how this happened. We were under the impression that this was happening when they were replacing the gas main lines. They are denying it. They're saying it didn't happen. There are theory that maybe a car hit it. They're saying that maybe when they replaced the sidewalk, it happened. In any event, we cannot find the reason why the light is not working or who damaged the light. However, we have two proposals in front of you. One is from Anchor's Electric Service,
It came up on yours?
well, I put in a number.
Oh, okay, sorry, go ahead.
which is usually we refer all our electric work to them. We do not have a contract in effect with them, so that allows us to accept proposal from other vendors. They're proposing for $17,460 to install that pole. The reason they're saying it's complicated is, let me see if I can turn this.
Wait, how much did you say it was?
17,000.
To put up a pole?
No, I'm going to show you, and
Oh,
if you
sorry.
look at the let me just walk up to it so I can explain to you where it is and how it works. This is Middle Neck Road on top here. This is the existing pole that has power in it.
Oh, so it's on Middle Neck, okay.
No, this is the light that is out on Brown Road.
Oh,
Now, somewhere in this line, they could not find where, but there is somewhere here that the power is cut off. Again, as I mentioned, they were assuming when they were replacing the pipes, the gas pipes in the neighborhood, or somebody hit it. They don't know exactly what happened to it. The proposal will put, by the anchors, will run the wire, including the case over it, so not to damage the wire, will run on the street itself through here, and then it will give power to this. The second proposal that we have, which I've ran it by Dennis, who is our building inspector, they're going to put the casing as well as the wire 18 inches under the ground, going through village's right of way, through here and through the sidewalk. So it's going to be wires coming from this pole under the sidewalk, going through the village's right of way. Under here, this is a walkway to a resident to Brown Road. Under the driveway, the grass, the second driveway in front of the four. This one is up for the 2, this one is the 4. And then under the grass and the right of way through this pole here.
so they have to dig up all of that.
So no, they use something called missile, if I understand correctly, and they're going to shoot it basically under the ground. However, they will be at some point, I don't know exactly how close, but let's say at every 10 feet, they have to actually
make sure.
relaunch the missile to get to it.
Redirect it.
Redirected, and I'm not. That's
Whereas the anchorway,
the anchorway will go on the street, and then they will dig up the street, and then the reason it goes very expensive is they have to repave the road.
right, so how much is the second version?
The second quote that was given to us is for 8,600. However, there is a difference. I will explain. I have to bring it up to the attention of the board that Anchor's proposal is for a wire type number 6, which is a thicker version of the wire. This one, I'm sorry?
As opposed to?
Number 8, that was given to us by Brilliant Electric. And the reason that is number 6 by Brilliant Electric is, I'm sorry, number 8, is he inspected it and he saw that it might be number 8. However, he said he will replace it to the same thickness that it is now.
Brilliant
So, I'm sorry?
Brilliant would,
Yes.
okay.
Even if he has to pay out of pocket to make it to the number 6, which is the more expensive, he will do it. But as of now, he's looking at number 8. The second difference between the first and the second proposal is the first proposal is putting the casing in a 1¼ inch pipe. The second one is putting it on a 1-inch PVC pipe. Therefore, it brings the cost a little down. There is no asphalt on paving on the second proposal because you're going under the village right away, and that's why the price goes down dramatically.
So 17,000 compared to 8,000?
Correct. Again, 17,000 will not go on the villages right away. It will go under the street, and they will repave it and make it to the original condition.
It's a tremendous undertaking.
Yes.
Sounds very disruptive.
The
So
second
they
one.
dig up the whole street?
Correct.
Yes. And then
As
repave.
opposed to the bullet in the sidewalk?
Correct. And the village, not under the sidewalk, under the village right away, from the
So
sidewalk
Brilliant
to the
is the one
property
that
line.
does the bullet.
Correct. As if you could see if it says somewhere here that they do a missile here.
But they
Few
have to dig
locations
up
will be
something.
open for a missile and filled back.
I mean, to get down there, they have
Yeah.
to dig.
They dig,
something.
yes.
A hole, put it down, and then go
So
to
it's less disruptive,
much less,
Uh,
much less.
and it's less destructive as well.
And then they put the pipe in the hole.
Yes.
And a PVC pipe is still.
That is basically the
sturdy.
casing of it to protect it from
Right,
elements.
from the elements.
So it's a no-brainer.
But as for the no-brainer, is it option 1 or option 2, which is, again,
Just to maybe
Oh,
clarify.
there is an option 2 as well. As you could see on the Brilliant Electric, they are willing to also find out where the power disruption happened, not how, but where it happened, where the line actually gets cut, and they basically reconnect that point and then put it in a waterproof casing.
old-fashioned fixing it.
Just fix, yes. fine.
But then
Depends
we're
on the
stuck-
board, but again,
then
that's a
we-
Band-Aid
Then
solution.
we're left with the same old
Exactly.
vulnerable.
I
wire.
didn't mention it, but it is on the proposal. It will be cheaper by
No.
almost
Why can't they just
$4,000.
pull, if there's a wire there now, why can't they just pull a new wire through it?
Does that wire fall apart? I'm sure.
Well, you'd want to
Steve
replace
would
it,
do
you
it,
know.
If there's a pipe there, why can't they pull through the same pipe?
I don't know if there is pipe. Is there conduit pipe?
Is
It
there
has
a
to
pipe?
be?
I'm not sure exactly about that, but if they're saying that they have to replace the casing of it, it's not.
Well, here's one other question. So we saw that north of Brown is that existing light on Middle Neck. Is there one south of Brown? That's, another existing light, you know what I mean?
Closer?
Yeah. In other words, like, across from, what is it, Apple Tree? The name of that street?
Oh, they're in the wrong village, I'm sorry. Is it Brown Street?
Do we have like really bad service here?
Brown Road, that's why, sorry.
Terrible.
Oops, Brown Road, nope.
I think we have to fix the Wi-Fi connection in this room. We need some more.
Why is it going this? I'm so sorry.
Do we have a mesh system in place?
Yes. It's not typing in. Oh, because I don't have the That, sorry about that. There you go. Finally.
Well, I don't think it shows, light posts there, but I'm just.
Just a moment.
Oh.
I'll get it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, you have to go this way? No, this way.
Turn it, there you go.
Oh, so there's no other light?
No.
That's close by. I was just curious, you know,
You're going too far. You're going, wait,
No,
come
no.
back.
we're further south from,
No, just, there you go. Turn around.
No, this is the All Saints Cemetery.
Yeah, so turn around.
It's about.
So I have to
No,
go
no, the other, no, 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 the other way.
Other way, keep going.
this way.
Right to your left.
This
to
is
your
toward.
left.
This is toward.
No, no, turn,
To your left. To your
That's
left.
what I said.
there you go.
Right there, to your right.
Here it is.
That's it.
There you are.
So this is the existing pole. I'm sorry about that.
right.
This is the existing pole that they are proposing.
Uh-huh.
The other pole, the closest pole would
It is,
be
right there.
this.
Yeah, so.
And where are we gonna put it? Down to the right?
Either
If
way,
you want
have
to go based on anchors, they have to rip the road anyway. If
have
you're
to-
going by
Oh, so they're equidistant as well?
Brilliant, yes. If you go by Brilliant, then they can actually pass it through Villages right away right here.
Okay.
They go behind the sign.
This is the one that they are proposing to take the power from. And the other one would be on the
And
other
how
side
far
of the
down
street.
is it? Where they gonna put the lights?
It will be in front of 4
Is that on the south side or the north side of the street?
Right
north
there.
side. This
North
is
side,
this
okay,
is
so if
this
it's
is the
on the north
light, which
side,
is this is from 2017, so this does not reflect the current light.
Position?
Right, 2013 even. This does not show the current one, but this is the position of the light. Right in front of, between 4 and 6.
You know what it is, it just seems like the light that's south of Brown is slightly closer to Brown, yeah, you know
Well,
what
they don't have to come across, under the street then, they just come straight across.
I mean? Right, but if they're shooting if we're going with Brilliant and they're shooting a line,
Yeah. For 8,000, they can shoot the line, they can send a missile, right? 8,000 is the total cost?
8,000 including the wire and PVC covering and the labor.
I'm in favor of that
Yeah,
proposal.
sure.
It sounds
And
like.
you don't have to dig up the street?
It's an actual fix. It's not digging up the
A
street.
brand new wire?
Right, and it's half the price of the
Make
other
sure
one.
that they restore the grassy area to, throw some seed down or something, somebody will.
That's up to the building department to the inspector that go to check that.
Okay, so,
There is no code number, but it's the option 1 of the proposal by Brilliant, dated today actually. I got it this afternoon.
So what's 4,200 is to try and fix it?
The 4,200 is just the second option to just
splicing the wire.
Yes.
Is there a motion to accept the quote
So we wanna
of Brilliant Electric Corporation dated February 18th, 2020 to engage same for the repair of lighting in front of 4 Brown Road up to a maximum of $8,000.
8,600.
8,600.
My apologies, $8,600
Should we go a little bit higher than that, just to give a little?
probably.
Mm,
Up to $9,000.
okay.
Moved by trustee Hope, seconded by trustee Namdar. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Minutes.
oh no, I can just sort of.
Okay.
Minutes for January 21st meeting. Mayor was absent from that meeting.
They're not coming up in my,
It's not coming up?
Here, on this.
Did it come up on yours, Ann?
there wasn't, yeah.
Okay. You're not getting good reception on your,
No.
You might want to disconnect and then reconnect.
You what?
You might want to disconnect your Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and then
re-
reconnect it.
reconnect. Oh, I'm not plugged in. I'm kidding. Okay. I'm actually not plugged in.
That's right.
Oh, that was that,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't need it. confused. So the battery in here and here. I'll move the minutes.
Approval of the minutes of January 21st, 2020 has been moved by trustee Sobel, seconded by trustee Hope. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Last item on the agenda is the abstract for 2/21/2020.
I make a motion to accept the abstract.
Seconded by trustee Sobel. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Public comments?
A little slow on that.
I'd like to say something.
Why not?
Well, I've been away.
The night is young.
No, actually, I'm not going to because the mayor's not here tonight. My displeasure is actually with him on 733 Middle Neck Road while I was away. But I don't blame the board for that. It's just nice to see you all working together. It's been, I don't want to spoil our evening because it's been a pleasure again. One thing I might ask is if you could consider, maybe we should go back to term limits. If you could, start considering that again. We used to have term limits for mayor, and I think we should maybe go back to that. That way give a chance for the board to, take the next step. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? So we'll have to close it.
And you'll like comment.
That's all right.
They're all waiting for something to happen, aren't
Is
you?
there a motion to adjourn? Moved by trustee Namdar, seconded by trustee
Everybody's
Hope.
awake
All
now.
in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.